Delaware or Maryland? It's a question I get asked, sometimes half a dozen inquiries every single day. Which is better? And I have to tell you, they both have small town charm. They've both got quaint, wonderful aspects of living here. But believe me, when you dig below the sand, they are really quite different. So it's Debbie, Live, Love, Beach to Bay, and I'm here with a really great topic for this week's video installment. And it really is Coastal Delaware, Coastal Maryland, what's similar, what's not, what's better, what's not, and really which one's for you. Because it's a personal decision, but I'm going to take you for that journey along the coastal beaches, and with my toes in the sand, we're going to dig in. So Delaware, Maryland, thumbs up, thumbs down, which one's better? So obviously, since we're talking about the coastal aspects of living in either Delaware or Maryland, we've got to talk about that beach vibe. So you are clearly not considering Delaware to sit in a cubicle. You are considering Delaware and or Maryland because it's going to get you outside, salty air, wonderful waves, breezes, unbelievable quaint charm. Which one is truly better? So if you think about Delaware, let's start there. So you've got Lewis, you've got Bethany Beach, you've got Fenwick. They're all quaint. Some of them are historic. They all have a slightly different beach vibe, but they really have the quintessential small town charm that really makes them truly, uniquely Delaware. So if we thought about the fact that Coastal Delaware is a little bit like a Hallmark movie, and I say that tongue in cheek because I really enjoy a great Hallmark movie. But let's talk about Ocean City, Maryland. So if you think about Hallmark movies, quintessential, small town charm of Delaware, what would you really compare Ocean City, Maryland to? It's got an MTV vibe. It's a lot more energy, a lot more going on the boardwalk, a lot more high rises. So it really has it's as if you cross that state line, which is right where Fenwick and North Ocean City meet. You really feel like you've stepped into a different genre, so to speak, in Ocean City, Maryland. In summary, Ocean City, Maryland is louder, it's busier, and it's bigger. Not just the high rises, but it's deeper. So you've got, more depth to the streets and the avenues, etc. It definitely has a larger than life feel versus Coastal Delaware. So when you're considering whether you're considering a move here, a permanent move, a vacation move, an investment move, a weekend retreat move, there's one thing that has that little dollar sign on it. They're also called greenbacks. So there's the financial reasons. So what are the financial reasons that you're considering either Coastal Delaware or Coastal Maryland? I can tell you in this scenario, Coastal Delaware really tops Coastal Maryland in a myriad of ways, whether it's the tax-free shopping, whether it's the extremely low property taxes, and in general, the cost of living in Coastal Delaware is truly lower than in Coastal Maryland. Doesn't mean that Coastal Maryland isn't a great choice, but if you're purely looking for a financial and you've got the spreadsheet and you're making columns and you're saying, these are the pluses and these are the minuses, Delaware definitely wins hands down on being more financially advantageous. So you know what I do, okay? And I've asked you to subscribe. I've asked you to consider checking into my channel every single week because I drop new videos on new topics all of the time. But most importantly, what I really want to do is be your tour guide. I want to help educate you, inform you, inspire you, engage you in why Coastal Delaware or Coastal Maryland is just a great place to live. And you know that I'm a professional realtor, so I'm going to talk about real estate value and what is going to get you more for your money from a standpoint of real estate. Now, for some people, it really just depending on what they're looking for, but I can guide you in either Coastal Delaware or Coastal Maryland. I'm licensed in both. And although I personally live in Coastal Delaware, I do a lot of business in Coastal Maryland, and my own son owns a condo in Coastal Maryland in North Ocean City that I actually sold him, and he's enjoying very well. And he and his delightful wife have made this this an investment, and it really has paid significant dividends for them. So I've got a personal vested interest in chatting with you about potential investment properties in coastal Maryland. But let's get into the nitty-gritty of which state, which coastal environment is going to really afford you what you are looking for. So you're going to get more square footage for your money in Delaware than you truly will in coastal Maryland. You're going to get a bit more charm, whether it's Milton, whether it's Millville, whether it's new construction, whether it's some of those delightful historical areas in coastal Delaware. So you're going to get a little bit more charm. You're going to get a little bit more value for your money. But with that, you're going to get a different, ocean vibe or different coastal vibe. In Maryland, especially around Ocean City, prices are a bit steeper, inventory is a bit tighter, and an awful lot of coastal Maryland, specifically Ocean City, North Ocean City, Ocean Pines, an awful lot of those properties are rental properties, investment properties. So again, it's what is important to you. As I said, I just referenced that I have a family member that bought a investment property in North Ocean City and is doing extremely well with that. And they have, their family, they have 2 young grandsons. They love going to their quote unquote beach house. It's actually on the bay. And so they block out time for family time and then really use an awful lot of the property dedicated to rentals and investments, Airbnb, VRBO. And as I said, it's working out quite well for them. So I can really guide you appropriately on that as well. And if you've been following my Live, Love, Beach to Bay and you've hit that subscribe button and, call to action is, do you want to chat with me about anything that I've engaged in prior or engaging on today? But you may all recall that being active and outside is a passion of mine. It's a everyday activity, whether I get up at the crack of dawn, hit the boardwalk for a run, or I bike, or I, go for a swim. And I've even joined a very, very brisk walking group. Not that I don't prefer to run, but the peer group that I've joined, they're pretty active walkers, and I'm enjoying that networking as well. So if you're looking for an active lifestyle, there's none better. And that really traverses the entire coast. So whether you start, at the very tip of coastal Delaware, you go all the way through coastal Delaware, you jump over the state line to Ocean City, North Ocean City, Ocean Pines. All of these beachfront communities offer unbelievable, whether it's trails, whether it's boardwalks, whether it's biking, whether it's obviously swimming and paddleboarding and kayaking. So there's a myriad of ways to get outside. And of course, and I've certainly interjected that before, that you can really be outside in both of these coastal environments 10, 11 and a half months of the year. With the right gear, you can actually probably be outside 12 months of the year. And not a lot of the United States you can often say about that, but Mid-Atlantic, specifically coastal Delaware, coastal Maryland, really boasts some of the year-round temperatures that encourage a really active lifestyle. It's right for Debbie. I hope it's right for you. So if nightlife is important to you, I'm going to point you towards Maryland, Ocean City. Absolutely, that boardwalk wins it all out. And there are some other wonderful places, whether it's Fager's Island, whether it's Secrets, there's a host of, I think you can listen to live music every night of the week, especially in season in Ocean City, North Ocean City, Ocean City, down at the boardwalk, West Ocean City. There is something going on all the time. As a matter of fact, as I'm filming this, the White Marlin Fishing Festival is going on. So that's one of the biggest events actually all year long. And that comes with some food trucks and some entertainment and some unbelievable tents that are up and things that are going on. So there is always something going on in Ocean City, especially from Memorial Day to Labor Day, but they've really extended those seasons as well. So if you're looking for nightlife, if you're looking for that kind of a vibe, which I will use over and over again in this video, Ocean City wins hands down. But I would be disingenuous if I didn't say that while Delaware doesn't have the bright lights and as much of that nonstop activities and live music and, literally block to block to block something going on, it has an extremely authentic and local feel. What you're going to find in all of the coastal towns, and that is Fenwick, that is Bethany, that is Dewey, that is Rehoboth, and that is Lewis, what you're going to find is an awful lot of local events. You're going to find bonfires. You're going to find movies on the beach. You're going to find wonderful, smaller venue entertainment in the towns. I call it the town square. So the Bethany Town Square, the Rehoboth Town Square, even the Lewis Town Square. You're going to find on different nights of the week that they've got some pretty authentic and local and really quite talented talent that is going to entertain you. And all of those events are complimentary. So of course they would love to think that you're patronizing some of the local eateries or the coffee shops or the ice cream shops or grabbing a funnel cake, whatever's important to you. But there is a real authentic and local feel to the entertainment that really is boasted about in coastal Delaware. And a lot of that is very family focused as well. So I think it's important to mention that because I love my kiddos, I love my grandkiddos, and they certainly enjoy all of those activities. So we've got to come to the verdict, and there's a twist here, okay? So which is better? I can't make that decision for you. I chose Delaware. It was the right decision for me. But when I made a decision to really step into real estate and guide all of you, and hopefully, you, your family, your friends, on what could potentially be a real estate decision, I also wanted to make sure that I was well-versed and comfortable boasting, selling, and celebrating coastal Maryland. And I absolutely am. Again, I'm going to circle back. Sold my son and my delightful daughter-in-law a condo in North Ocean City, and it was really a terrific decision for them. So would not have encouraged them to make that decision if I didn't feel good about it. So if you are looking for financial perks, if you're looking for charming towns, quieter beaches, strong local community, and a thriving outdoor lifestyle, coastal Delaware, hands down, the place to be. If you love the active party boardwalk scene, don't mind slightly higher taxes, and want action-packed summers, Maryland's your vibe. And that is, I can chat, talk, email. You can send me a smoke signal if it's the right thing for you to do. We can talk about all of that. But this is really a personal decision. It can be guided and influenced by someone like Debbie. But at the end of the day, you've got to come here, you've got to experience it, and then make the decision that is right for you and your family. I end most of my videos or interject most of my videos with what I love my tagline. I live here, I work here, I play here, and I'm absolutely thriving here. 10 years ago, I had the really profound opportunity to buy a home in coastal Delaware. I didn't make it my permanent home for some time. I really was still raising a family was still in college, et cetera, and I did not have the ability to make this my permanent home. A couple of years ago, was gifted with the opportunity. The kids were out of school, things were moving in the right direction for all of my extended family, and I said, Mom's going to the beach. And Mom did go to the beach, and coincided with that was the privilege of getting licensed as a professional realtor in Delaware and Maryland. And now what I love to do is celebrate life in coastal Delaware, life in coastal Maryland. It's not just something to do. It is a lifestyle. It is a way of life. And I would love to think that it could be a way of life for you. So you know how to find me. You can DM me on Instagram, Debbie DZ or Deb Z Real Estate. You can look me up on LinkedIn. I'm Debbie Ziskowski, very simple. I have got this great YouTube channel, Live, Love, Beach to Bay. I take emails, I take smoke signals, you're out for a run and you see this happy little, kind of pipsqueak running along the boardwalk. Tap me on the shoulder and say you'd love to talk about living and loving Beach to Bay. Till next time, cheers and have a great evening.